I want to tell you a story. It's a story about this girl, and she's trapped. See, she's trapped in this well. It's one of those old-style, hand-drawn water wells. And she's stuck, she can't get out. And she's yelling. She's yelling and yelling and yelling. You can hear her heavy breathing and her pleading for someone to rescue her. But there's no one there. There's no one. And the silence of the night it's broken by her sobbing and her cries. And you see, she tries grabbing the wall of the well, but it's filthy, it's murky, the water's up to her waist and she can't do anything. And it's cold. It's freezing and it's like winter's come all at once. And you see, every second seems like an eternity. And she's terrified. She's absolutely terrified. I mean, why wouldn't you be terrified if you were stuck in this filthy, dirty well? Well, you see, the girl I was talking about, well, what she was going through was sort of what I was going through a couple of weeks ago. You see, I wanted life to be perfect. I'd plan it to be perfect. You see, every week had to be planned. It had to go according to plan. I wanted Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday just to go all through so I could get to Saturday and Sunday. But then I realized that it would just start all over again. And there was this one particular week, where on the Monday I had an English assessment, and well, I just had to get through that, and then I could just get through the rest of the week. And you want Wednesdays to be awesome. You want Wednesdays to be awesome just so that Thursday and Friday can be perfect. Because if Thursday and Friday is perfect, then Saturday and Sunday is perfect too. But you see, this one particular week didn't really go that way. You see, I came home from school on this one particular Wednesday, and my dad was sitting in the lounge room, and his eyes were so red. They were incredibly red, and I'd never seen his eyes like that before. And then he turned to me and he said in this really soft voice, he said, "Your sister's been in an accident." And then tears just flooded from his eyes. And I just stood there frozen. And the room was suddenly so cold. And my sister was at the intensive care unit at the hospital. And when we entered, all I could hear and see was machines and tubes and beeping and this monotonous machine feeding my sister oxygen. And it was just so painful. So painful. But you know, it's not that bad. I mean, she was alive. She was alive. She was alive. There's nothing wrong with that. You see, a week later, when I returned, she opened her eyes for the first time. And it was that moment when we looked at each other. And I knew, because I could see the delight in her eyes. I could just see it. It was such an amazing moment. And for a second, I thought to myself, how fragile yet amazing is life. So unpredictable, yet so beautiful at the same time. And then it all came back to me. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to plan my weeks. I didn't have to find my happiness in all my efforts to find fulfillment. Because at that moment, that one moment when we looked at each other, it was okay. I could see the joy in her eyes, that she was alive, that she was awake. Anyway, let's get back to that story I was telling you about. You see, the girl in the well, she's not the main protagonist of this story. You see, it's you. It's all of you out there. You're the main protagonist. See, you're walking home along this pathway, and it's freezing. It's absolutely freezing. But you decide to take the long way because you feel like a bit of fresh air. And it's so cold, and the night envelops you. And you can hear something. You can hear it in the distance. What is it? And so you walk faster and faster. And then you realize on the left, that's where you can hear the noises. And it's on the left, you see a clearing. And so you walk further and further, and you walk there until you see a well. And you know there's someone down there. You know there's someone down there because you can hear it. You can hear her screaming and pleading and yelling. And so you take out your phone and it produces some light. And as you pour the light into the well, you can see her face. You can see it. And it's muddy. Her hair's soaked in the wet. And she's got mud all over her face. But you can just see it. You can see it on her face. It's growing. Because you know and she knows that everything's going to be all right. Can you see it? And it's amazing because you can feel it within you as well. You can feel that joy, that unspeakable joy, that boundless joy that gives it reassurance. That joy knowing that she'll be okay. You see, if only I could find this joy. If only I didn't have to worry about so many things. If only I didn't have to worry about anything. What joy. What joy.